Well, folks, here it is. The last act. The big finish. The grand denouement. And I wouldn't be lying if I told you that things ended with both a bang and a whimper. Well, as you can see, I'm still here in my chamber, and that might lead you to believe that my soul has been trapped here for all of eternity. But all I'll say for now is, there's a twist. Okay, so the ball started off without a hitch. I was rocking this little outfit that Jimmy had brought up to my room, just this really cute sheer black top with some silver brocade that I paired with these like really tight pants, like a dark pant. And then I topped it all off with these jodhpur boots that I brought from home. Just, ankle-length boots made with a really nice patent leather. I mean, the whole look, it was very understated, but classy. Like, I looked very New York. Like, really clean lines. So I was feeling confident in my look. So when I stood at the top of that staircase, I just wanted everyone to take me in. The ballroom was in full bustle at that point. I mean, the good thing about a supernatural ball is there's not a lot of prep time. So once the sun went down and the moon came up and the spirits started walking the grounds, it wasn't long before that ball was in full swing. So as I descended the staircase, I just took it all in and realized, I had this like little poignant moment where I realized this was probably like the last time I was going to set eyes on this place of luxury and captivity. And I mean, the revelry and fabulosity on display was unparalleled. I mean, it was like nothing else. I just wanted to take it all in and savor this moment. Can you blame me? So I made my way down and lost myself in the party. I mean, there was no sight of Jimmy and Marisha, which was a good thing. That meant they weren't spying on me. But on the flip side, I also couldn't find Francicia and Jameson. But that was intentional. I mean, they were most likely at their checkpoints, waiting for me to give the signal, so when we'd race down to the cellar and give the old crone Sylvie that ruby amulet and let her take things from there. So I was on my own again, just alone, just taking it all in, and it felt a little lonely. I wanted to share this moment with someone. I wanted to lock lips with Jameson and just give a knowing look to Francicia and be like, girl, this is ridiculous and I love it. But no, it was just me on my own. And, I made the most of it, enjoying some crudités and amuse-bouches from the caterer's trays, and cutting a rug, really moving my body on the dance floor, to the tunes from the string symphony that Lord Bronson had sprung for. I mean, I guess he really went all out for our enigmatic guest, Gwendolyn, who, rumor had it around the ball, was expected to arrive at the stroke of midnight. So, I just, was just enjoying everyone's finery, and, I mean, all the gorgeous gowns and outfits and fascinators and headpieces, but at some point I needed to take a moment to myself, and I just snuck off to the kitchen just to catch my breath and process. And Jimmy and Marisha were in there. That's where they were this whole time, washing dishes, and I was moved to just pat Marisha on the back and chuck old Jimmy on the chin, and just say, you guys, I appreciate what you do, all the work you do, and you guys make a mean goulash. And they'll never know how much it took for me to say that, because I've had so much anger directed at them while I've been here, just feeling like they weren't on my side, like they didn't have my back when it mattered. But in this moment, if this was going to be the last time I'd ever see them, I wanted to, just show them a little kindness. And, I don't know, they gave me stern looks and were silent as usual, but I thought I maybe detected a little smile of appreciation. Who knows? Well, at any rate, I was nursing my hot toddy and waiting for the stroke of midnight, and it finally came. And right at that strike of 12, I heard the snorts of hellish stallion beasts drawing an obsidian carriage that pulled up outside, and I rushed back to the ballroom. And in the foyer, there stood Gwendolyn, the enigmatic, the androgynous, the otherworldly, the beautiful. And he, I'm not sure which, was all I ever could have imagined. I mean, that painting only hinted at the beauty. I was seduced all over again. I had to, pick my chin off the floor. I think I could speak for all the party goers, other party goers as well. She threw off this furry cloak, and I mean, I'm against animal cruelty, but this was one off the chain cloak, and just revealing this scarvy frock, and in this voice that also was not of this earth. I mean, I'm gonna try to approximate it, but seriously, just try to picture this times times 10,000. She was like, well, What's everyone doing? Let's have fun. And she, I don't know, hit that dance floor running, and the string the string symphony that had gone silent, struck up a tune, and we were all dancing, but kind of circling around Gwendolyn and watching that being move. Scarves were flying, and we were all hooting and hollering and enjoying the spectacle. All of us in love with this luminous being dancing before us. Well, the music stopped again, and there could only be one reason. Our host had finally appeared, and there stood Lord Bronson at the top of the stairs, making his grand entrance in this very elegant red silk man's robe. I mean, it sounds weird, but it was actually really very elegant. This like red Chinese silk with like golden threaded dragons like all over it that seemed to roar at each other in the flickering candelabra light. And he was wearing this Renaissance tricorn hat that he removed, as well as this very intricate Venetian masquerade mask that he also removed, revealing that handsome countenance. I mean, for all the ways he screwed me over, I gotta hand to him. He's a handsome guy. And I was like, damn you, Wenceslas, you're a looker. At any rate, he slowly descended, and it was just the two of them. It was like the rest of us weren't even there. I caught the eyes, finally, of Jameson and Francicia on opposite sides of the room, and we all just gave each other this petrified look. This was something we couldn't have factored into our plans. Now all bets were off. We didn't know what would happen next. Well, the room was hushed as the two approached each other. And I got just this sense, there was so much backstory between these two people. I mean, it goes back centuries. I mean, I couldn't even begin. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I had, like a little, if I had, like, a catch-up sesh over lattes with Lord Bronson in a cafe, it would take maybe about 20 of those catch-up sessions to get all of the story that's gone down. I mean, the hurt and the joy and the love that crossed over Bronson's face as he approached Gwendolyn. I mean, it spoke volumes. And I realized Gwendolyn is the love of Bronson's life, and also his greatest nemesis. All of those things at once. And Gwendolyn coquettishly said, "Oh, Wenceslas, lovely to see you." And Lord Bronson just said, "My dear, may I have this dance?" "Why, of course," Gwendolyn cooed, while the string symphony struck up another tune, and the two were off and dancing, locked in a tight embrace. Around and around they spun so fast that I was like really impressed with like Lord Bronson's dancing skills. I was like, I had no idea he could move like that. I was like, damn, what's this? Like, nice. But there was something kind of alarming with how fast they were going. I mean, granted, most of the people in this room were otherworldly, beautiful beings of the night, vampiric creatures that had become that way through Lord Bronson's and Gwendolyn's own machinations, but nevertheless, we were all like blown away by like just how fast those feet were moving. And as their faces spun past me as they twirled around and around, I was able to clock the looks on their faces. I was able to clock Gwendolyn's increasing alarm. Something was off. Something Gwendolyn hadn't counted on. And Lord Bronson's pain and tragic sense of triumph. It was clicking for me. The wheels were turning. Lord Bronson was up to something. Another thing I hadn't counted on. So many curveballs were flying that night. And the picture started coming into focus. All this time that I've been plotting and scheming my way to get out of here and navigating my way through my interactions with Wenceslas, he was plotting and scheming too. He has been as much a captive here as the rest of us. He's a captive of his own luxury, his own riches, and his own immortal entrapment. And this was his captor, his beautiful love and his beautiful captor. Well, as fast as they had danced, they suddenly stopped dead still. And a chasm opened up between them. I mean, you guys, I'm talking like, this was crazy. Like, we all had to like back up against the walls because a chasm had just opened, okay? A chasm. It was like a void and straight into hell. I mean, I can only assume as much with all the spitfire and demons reaching up, flickering and gnawing and howling and grabbing at the two dancers who now stood motionless, floating, levitating in the air right where the floor used to be. And they stood there, and Gwendolyn was struggling and squirming and trying to get out of Lord Bronson's iron grip, but he wasn't budging. And Lord Bronson said, Finally, Finally, I will be free through our own demise. Wow. It's just what I suspected. Oh my god, Lord Bronson wanted to be free as well, and that could only happen through the ending of his own life, and the life of his... Can I call it life if they're undead? Anyway, semantics. Through, by destroying himself and his captor, his lover, his enemy. Well, Gwendolyn screamed and squirmed and reached out a hand to all of the partygoers. No, someone help me! No one lifted a finger because, honey, most of the people here were turned into these creatures because of Gwendolyn. They weren't about to help. Sorry. Lord Bronson, his final words as he turned and faced everyone in the room was, both I and you will finally be free. And I just want to say, I'm sorry. And I was so moved by that. It was so unexpected, so noble, and so kind and just generous. I got choked up. I got a lot teared up. And with that, and a earth-shattering scream from Gwendolyn, no! The two descended, locked in an embrace, deep into the bowels of that chasm, and it closed up over them. It was something like that. And the black and white checkered marble ballroom floor was intact, as if nothing had ever happened, as if someone had never just fallen through that chasm. And we all just stood there silently looking at each other, trying to process this sudden turn of events. And it suddenly hit all of us. We were free. All of these immortal beings had been reverted back to their mortal selves. They were all human, y'all. They were standing on this earth just like fellow human beings alongside me. What a moment. What a joyous, momentous moment. Francicia and Jameson ran to me from opposite sides of the room, and we rushed into an embrace of joy, an embrace of friendship and companionship untold. We were finally on a level playing field. We were all human, all mortals, here to live and age, grow old together, and just love life on this earth, this beautiful, brief, mortal life on this earth. Oh, the sweet nectar of life has never tasted sweeter on my lips as I kissed both of them with joy and happiness. This was like the happiest day of my life, you guys. But wait, you guys, I said, there's one person we're forgetting, and we all knew who it was. And locking hands, we ran together to the library and pulled that secret book, revealing the cellar passageway, and ran into that cellar because there was one crone by the name of Sylvie who was waiting our help. She had no idea all this had been going on up above. And I handed her the ruby amulet that had been in my pocket the whole time at the ball. And as soon as it touched those withered crone hands, the most remarkable thing happened. Sylvie transformed into that innocent little girl. She had once been the little girl with wild eyes who I saw in the locket. And she just looked up at us, this little girl, with gratitude and said, "Thank you." And we ran with her, just caught on her heels, ran up with her up those stairs into that meadow outside, into the clearing under the moonlight, and waiting for her under the oaky branches was the woman in white. Mother and daughter embraced, and it was the most beautiful reunion I'd ever seen. Really beautiful. And we all rejoined the party inside with all of these former captives all just embracing and enjoying the music, dancing, and eating those delicious appetizers. They were appetizers in abundance. Jimmy and Marisha ran out and joined the party. They were free as well. And I saw the biggest toothy grin spread across both of their faces that I didn't think their faces were capable of. And I just hugged both of them and said, "You guys, welcome. Welcome back." And there you have it, folks. We're living in this mansion now. All of us. I'm talking Jameson, my man love. We've moved in together into the master bedroom suite. Our girlfriend, Francicia, who practically lives with us, too. We hang out, every day in our room. And just, just kiki and have, a good time. She's our girl. The three of us, we're just kind of rulers of the roost, holding court over this place, while everyone just enjoys all the riches and finery untold. And Jimmy and Marisha, they've now become the head managers of the house. I promoted them. And we're all just having, like, it's just, like, a non-stop, never-ending party. I mean, we're never gonna have to lift a finger again. There's so much, like, riches and finery in this place. You know, we've taken a lot of day trips into town. I took them back to the supermall where I handed in my resignation at Hot Topic and then followed that with a shopping spree. And I mean, you know, Jameson's only been a captive in the mansion for 10 years, but I mean, Francicia, it's been centuries. But she's like such a smart girl. She's so quick. She's so with it that we got her right up to speed with like the most contemporary fashions. And she was looking really cute. Like Nordstrom's was having a sale on these really cute like youth fashions for girls. And we just like brought in a lot of gold baubles and the exchange rate was good. And we just like went to town and shopped. So much fun. And that's my life, you guys. It's pretty cool. I mean, I have to just like shake myself just to remind myself this is real. Life is good. This mortal, brief life is good. And I'm determined to enjoy every moment of it. So that's all for now, you guys. Stop by the mansion sometime. We're right off Highway 90 in Southwest Pennsylvania. Can't miss us. We're the Party Mansion. Enjoy your lives, guys. As brief and as mortal as it is. This is Roger, signing off for now. Peace.